The Division tells a story about a smallpox pandemic that wreaks havoc on Black Friday. You're part of the Division, sent in by the US government to assist emergency responders and restore order. The game starts in Brooklyn but opens up when you enter Manhattan. This game is online only and is absolutely brutal. Probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, third-person shooter I've ever played. If you're playing by yourself, you're not making it to the end unless you're a 360 no-scope MLG pro. I am not, so I teamed up with the squad the entire way. But this isn't your typical third-person shooter. There are no headshots, enemies have HP rather than just being vulnerable humans. They're armored up and bullet spongy. I didn't realize the type of game this was at first, so I felt frustrated, only to remind myself Borderlands is the same way. So this is more or less a third-person Borderlands with none of the color or humor. My love for the Division slowly grew on me, and I did eventually fall in love, but halfway through the game, my love evaporated. In the Division, you can explore the city of Manhattan either alone or with a crew of up to 4 players. There are 19 main story missions in this game that increasingly have a higher level requirement. Each mission will give you roughly 1 level, and you also gain XP from killing enemies, doing side missions, discovering new locations, and finding collectibles. And at first this feels great. You run down the street and run into an encounter and help whoever out and move on to the mission you were heading to. You gain your first 5 levels without even trying. Then you're doing mission after mission, killing these insanely tough enemies, picking up their dropped weapons, finding loot and armor, getting supplies to work on the different wings of your base to unlock new skills and abilities, assigning these abilities to your 2 and eventually 3 ability slots. It's so frustrating and so addictive at the same time, coming up with strategies with your teammates during tough sections, providing health, cover, and distraction. This is why it's important to play with others. On your own you can't be revived. Enemies do take less damage, but it isn't worth being sent back to the checkpoint each time you die in an area of respawned enemies. You're heading into the dark zone to look for contaminated but more powerful loot, killing enemies and other players to increase your dark zone level to leave with better gear. And you're halfway through the game, you're level 13, the next mission's enemies are level 16, no big deal, you've got an awesome crew, you can handle anything. Nope. You can't play missions that are more than 2 levels ahead of you. And by the way, from the halfway point forward, every single mission is going to be at least 3 levels ahead of you. No big deal, main missions have been handing out levels, surely side missions and encounters and collectibles will do the same. They don't. XP is so insanely slow in this game, and I'm convinced there's only a leveling system here to slow the player down, to make them do the boring side stuff instead of shoot their way through these awesome hour-long main missions. There's really nothing else to explain it. It isn't to make you more powerful in battle. Fights are just as hard from the start as they are at the end. Enemies level with you, and most of the time, unless you grind with the boring stuff, are even 2+ levels ahead. And it isn't to unlock perks or new weapons because you get all this from enemies and completing main stories. You can replay past missions on hard mode for better loot, but it rewards no XP at the end, which is complete nonsense. Level requirements for main missions kill pacing, and the laughably small amount of XP you get for killing enemies, which by the way is the exact same you get for killing a boss, is even more of a joke. There's not